In this video, we'll be looking at horizontal shifts. Let c be greater than 0 and let f be some function. Then f of x plus c will shift the graph of f to the left c units. And f of x minus c will shift the graph of f to the right c units. Let's start by looking at the graph of y equals x cubed. We can use some familiar points near the origin to plot and graph x cubed. Negative 2 cubed is negative 8, negative 1 cubed is negative 1, 0 cubed is 0, then we get 1 and 8. And we'll plot those points. So here's our graph of x cubed. On the right, we'll look at the graph of f of x equals x minus 2 cubed. Looking at x minus 2, notice it's on the inside of the parentheses. That means it's going to affect the graph horizontally, and it does it in a backwards or illogical way. Minus 2 on the inside is actually going to shift the graph to the right 2 units. And to fill out the chart, what we're going to do is recognize first of all that it's affecting the x values in a backwards way. So instead of subtracting 2 on the x's on the original graph, we're actually going to add 2 to the x's and then not change the y values. So let's add 2 to each of these x values. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. Negative 1 plus 2 is 1, and so on. And the y values are not affected. Plotting these, we get 0, negative 8, 1, negative 1, 2, 0, 3, 1, and 4, 8. And notice, looking at the parent graph of x cubed to our new transformed graph, notice that the black graph has been transformed to the right 2 units. Up next, we'll look at y equals the square root of x. And for our table of values, we can use 0, 1, 4, 9. Square root of 0 is 0, square root of 1 is 1, square root of 4 is 2, and square root of 9 is 3. So we have 0, 0, 1, 1, 4, 2, and then we're going off the grid a little bit to get the 9, 3. On the right, we'll look at the graph of g of x equals the square root of x plus 1. Notice that x plus 1 is inside the square root or inside the function. So that means it's going to be affecting the graph horizontally and affecting the x values in a backwards way. It looks like we're adding 1 to the x's, but we're actually going to do the opposite. We're going to subtract 1 on the x's. So looking at our table of values from the original parent graph, we're going to subtract 1 on each of the x values. And the y values are not going to be affected. So we'll just copy the y column and then plot those points. And after we graph, we can see that from the black graph to the red graph, the red has been shifted to the left 1 unit.